here not too long ago, the electric company came out. They replaced a couple poles, and they asked if I wanted to drag them off myself and keep them, or they could drag them off. And I said, you guys could go ahead and just leave them there, and we would get it. So that's what we're going to be out doing today. So the copper line that runs up there, so I got to cut that out of the way. But I'm going to be cutting these into 10-foot sections. And so my thinking is that I can get 3 or 4 feet below the ground, and I still have 6 to 7 feet above the ground. And so these are going to be excellent corner posts. They're already treated and all that stuff, and they're really not in too bad a shape, especially like in the middle. The only thing that's really bad is the top, and we can go ahead and cut that off. So we're gonna, I got 3 good posts out of the last one, so I'm gonna go up across the road and cut these up. So hopefully I can get 3 more good posts out of those for a total of 6 posts, so we can do 2 corners on our new property, our new 10 acres that we bought. If you haven't heard or seen the other videos, we have 10 acres of property, not too far from here, but it's in what I consider a lot better location. It's a CRP ground and half woods. Got a lot more woods than this property has, where we're currently at on our 5 acres. Obviously has twice the amount of acreage, and it has a pond. So we're going to begin kind of doing the fencing at the start. We don't have a house on there or anything, and that is the plan in the future. So we have a lot of big things going on. We got to start in the small tasks. So that's going to be trying to cut costs wherever we can. So we're going to be putting together our fencing first, and it's on sale right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on it and get these posts cut up. So the key here is to not hit a piece of metal when we cut through here, which is kind of difficult since there's a lot of little staples in there to hold the copper wire and all that on there. So I do see a little hollow point here, so we may have some waste on this log here, but we're still going to cut them at 10 feet. And if we can't get a post out of it, so be it. But you know, I'm just going to come from the bottom here, and it still seems to be pretty sturdy. But I'm just going to come measure 10 feet up here. I'm just going to mark it. Doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to cut that copper piece that I can see here. We'll just be real careful. I do have permission to be taking this. Don't ever do this to power lines. It is illegal to do it without permission, but this one has been confirmed that it's waste, and so it's just going to be it's going to, whatever they do to them, it's just going to get, you know, put in their waste pile or whatever. So we're putting it to good use. Of course, we can use the copper for different things. We can use it for ground wire for fencing, ground wire for building projects, you know, or if we just have no use for it, it's worth usually like $1 or so a pound, or it used to be. So we can just always scrap it out if we need to. But if I can use it, I'd rather use it than scrap it out. But anyway, let's get to cutting these up, and I'll measure these other ones, and we'll get it cut up. So good news, looks like this is a little longer than the other one. So we're gonna get almost 4 10-foot lengths. So even if that one isn't usable, we're still gonna come out with six posts. not feeling anything on that other side, so we'll go ahead and cut through the rest of the way. And this one does have a little piece of metal, so we'll get that removed and cut around it. Thankfully I didn't go through the whole thing because I would have hit that piece of metal. So I think we have enough room. We're going to bend it and we should be able to cut through it. So I kind of use my cheapest chainsaw with the worst chain on here because, you know, typically cutting stuff like this up, you know, there's little nails and, you know, these things, you know, these little fence post nails all through this. So there's a lot of metal I can hit, and so if I do hit something, at least I'm not out my, like a brand new chain or something. I'm just using kind of an older one. So now we just load them up and we'll get them on the pile, and then we can take them over to the other place and start building our fence. But I was glad to get that cut up. As you can see, we need to mow around it, and that was kind of getting to be a pain. So now I can get it out of the way here.